Nothing.
I need to call my dad today. Yeah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. والصلاة والسلام على الأشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا نبينا وقرة أعيننا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي اللهم لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. It is time for our weekly Q&A. Alhamdulillah. Starting a little bit later than usual. My apologies. But alhamdulillah, we are here and we are rolling. Alhamdulillah. I had an interesting, I attended a very, very interesting event yesterday where we had, there were some, the speakers came from different backgrounds. And they were all asked one question, which is, how do we rebuild the Ummah? We're in a state right now. Everybody can see it. Everybody knows it. But how do we reclaim the glory of the Ummah? And it was really, really, really interesting because you would think that, maybe it's like we need to get richer, we need to get more organized, we need more military power. But really and truly, it always starts from the person. It always starts from yourself. And I'm one of those people that used to think that, like, if we had more money in the right hands in the Ummah, we would be able to do more. We'd be able to defend ourselves better. We'd be able to show the beauty of Islam to the world. But that is exactly the point. The money has to be in the right hands. In the right hands. The money is there. The Middle East is full of money. What's happening with that money? The Ottoman Empire, why did it fall and crumble? It's because those guys, from what we know of history, they were drinking wine in the evenings. Our Muslim leaders. So one must reform their own self, and that is actually the prophetic model that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam first reformed the people of Mecca. Then the military, the education, the legal system, all of these things came later, subhanallah. So I'm just thought I'll share that with everybody watching this. And let's see, do you have any questions for me on this lovely Sunday morning? Anything to do with business? MashaAllah. So we have a question from Rahmat Business on Instagram. I'm confused whether to stay with my old father in Nigeria or travel abroad with my wife so we can make more money. Well, obviously the answer is always it depends. Like, does your old father need you specifically to be there, or are there other people, other siblings, other family members who can possibly support and be there to look after him? Does he even need looking after? I don't know. That's not quite enough information. And also, it depends on how badly you need to make more money. Is it a need or is it a want? There's a difference between I want to make more money and I need to make more money. Also, it depends on how likely is it that you going abroad will make you more money. Is that a fact? That's not always a fact. Many a times we think that going to a place will make us more money, but actually it doesn't. When my brother went to Doha in Qatar with a really, really good salary and a good job with very little tax, zero tax, in fact, he didn't save as much as he thought he would. Life is expensive out there. Everything is expensive out there. The first year, setting up his life, finding accommodation, this, that, it took a big investment. So sometimes, that's just a small example. I have friends who have moved to Dubai, for example, and then now they're realizing that my costs have doubled compared to London. compared to the UK, yes, I'm maybe earning a bit more money and not paying tax, but my costs have doubled. So you need to be sure of, will my income actually go up if I move abroad? And do I need to or have to? Which one is more important? And one way that you can ask yourself a question to help you make decisions, and it's a very powerful thing. And inshallah, you know, I want to share this with you guys. When you're not sure about which option to go for, of course we do istikhara, but you should also ask yourself, which one would please my Lord the most? Which one would please him the most? That usually leads you to the right choice. Alhamdulillah. MashaAllah. Brother Ali on TikTok is asking me, how did you motivate yourself when you had university resets? My brother, I had so many resets. My year one, I had to reset. Year two, I had to reset. Bear in mind, I had 12 A's and A stars at GCSE and 5 A's at A level. So for me, it was a big slap in the face. Big slap in the face, having to failing something and then having to resit and do it again. Subhanallah. How did I motivate myself is, and I spoke about this in a video, I think 2 weeks ago, that in my mind, instead of the doubt and the worry and the negativity of, oh, maybe I'm not good enough, maybe I should just quit, maybe I'll never graduate, maybe this is not meant for me. Instead of all of that, I replaced that with a different narrative. And that narrative was that if Allah has chosen this result for me, there must be a reason. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is all-knowing, is all-wise, and He loves me more than my own mother. So there must be a reason why He's making me go through this. There's going to be some benefit. Maybe I won't see that benefit now. Maybe I won't see it next year. Maybe I won't see it in another 15 years, but I'm sure there's going to be some benefit. And subhanAllah, within a couple of years, I realized why that was a blessing in disguise. Because those 2 extra years at university gave me more time to study the deen, gave me more time to make an impact, grow my network. And most importantly, those 2 extra years gave me the time to explore and experiment loads of side hustles. And my entrepreneurial spirit flame turned on in those 2 years. And that's when, for me, the penny dropped that, you know what, maybe this corporate stuff is not for me. Maybe I'm meant for something more or something different. And that's when my perspective changed. Because until then, I was aiming to get a good degree from a good university so I could get a good job. So subhanAllah, look how failing 2 years at university led me on a completely different path in life. So this is the story that I want to share with you, Brother Ali, on TikTok, that there must be a reason. Well, the other reason could have been, maybe you failed because you didn't work hard enough and you're lazy. In which case, your lesson is, I need to do better. In my case, the first year I didn't work hard. The second year when I failed again, I was working hard. So that's when I realized there must be a reason why, despite my best efforts, Allah chose for me to fail. MashaAllah. We have a professional YouTube commenter on YouTube. What a beautiful career you have, mate, with a fake picture and a fake name. Wow. You have a fun life, my brother. Good life you have. Let's see what else we've got. Do you teach crypto on Telegram? No, I do not. Telegram, I don't have Telegram. I don't teach crypto. I don't take anyone's money, guys. There's a lot of scammers out there using my name, trying to take money from people. I have posted warnings all over social media. Be very, very, very careful. Very careful. Report them and get these people blocked. Mashallah. SR25 on TikTok. Check out my brother's business, New Marketing and Lush Memoirs. I think I've come across New Marketing actually. I think I've come across them. They do some really good work. Allahumma barik. So I'll be sure to check Lush Memoirs, which sounds maybe like a photography business, perhaps. Let me know, inshallah. Right. Any questions for me, inshallah? We got 20 more minutes. Let me have a quick look on LinkedIn because sometimes the questions don't actually come up on this current platform. Okay, alhamdulillah. What do you think about drop shipping? So with drop shipping, you need to be careful because there is some gray area around it in terms of Sharia. So you have to be a little bit careful about that. You need to do your homework, read about it. There's a lot of good resources from Islamic Finance Guru and many other sort of scholars and muftis explaining drop shipping and how to make it halal. So the model itself, for me, it's a clever model. Let's assume you do it the halal way. It's a clever model if it means that you are basically selling something before even needed to purchase it from a supplier and that you can get it delivered. So you're not having to do any warehousing, you're not having to worry about any delivery, any of that. The bit I don't like about drop shipping, firstly, is that it does have there's issues with it in terms of whether it's halal or haram. There's certain things about it. Like in Islam, you can't sell something that you don't own. So to get around that, you need to have a special contract and understanding with your supplier, number one. The bit I don't like is that typical type of drop shipping where you're just selling junk, whatever is hot, whatever is trendy. You're running ads or you're running content and you're selling rubbish just because it's trendy. And you're relying heavily on ads. I don't like that. That every week I need to be thinking about, oh, what's selling well now. Let me see if I can flog a bit of that. For me, that's not a long-term business. For me, a good business should make me money in a relatively predictable manner for not just a couple of months or a couple of years. I need that business to make me money at least 10 years plus. So I don't believe drop shipping is that type of business. Okay, mashallah. Wonderful. Let's see what we've got going on Instagram. Brother, I'm Fazl from Instagram. Any opportunities to collaborate with your business from India? I have no experience and just graduated. Well, firstly, I want to appreciate the fact that you are uh, not being shy and proactively and asking me if there are any opportunities. So well done for that. Many people your age are shy and they are not proactive. But if you have no experience and you've just graduated, how do you think we can collaborate? To collaborate and work together, I need to bring some value. You need to bring some value. If you don't have any value to give me, then there's no collaboration here. So if you're someone with no experience, and I'm saying this with caring advice as an older brother. If you're someone with no experience who just graduated, don't worry about collaboration. Worry about becoming valuable. Get experience. Learn something valuable. Then you can worry about collaboration. So when I had no experience, I didn't ask people, how can we collaborate? I asked, how can I help you for free? Because I want to learn. I want to learn and I want to help you for free as well. Because learning is more valuable to me than getting a little bit of money for the time that I'm investing with you. So for 2.5 years, I just worked most of the time for free, sometimes small, very modest payment for mentors. Why? Because I wanted to learn until you become someone who's valuable, until you become someone who can actually help a business improve their conversions. You can help a business increase their revenue. You can help a business lower their costs. You can help a business open a whole new market and tap into a new income stream. So this is an advice to all my young brothers and sisters. Don't worry about collaborating, or worry about, obsess about learning. Learn something valuable. I'll give you an example. Yeah, mashallah, the brother who edits all my YouTube videos, he's a young brother from Bangladesh. He's so good that I have to pay him high rates, and he is currently just working with me earning more than a doctor earns in Bangladesh. Why? Because he's so good at editing videos. Until this day, I'm struggling to find someone else who can replace him, or someone that can do it as well as he can. He became very good at one thing. Now he's collaborating with us, working with us, making money from us. That is a great example. He's only 21 or 23, I think, and he's already earning more than a doctor in Bangladesh. Focus on learning and becoming valuable. Brother Danish on LinkedIn, could you kindly share your insights on potential business opportunities in Medina, or any tips for setting up a business in Medina? I have no experience in doing any kind of business in Saudi Arabia, so I'm not the right person to ask. So I'm not even going to pretend to know or make something up. I'm not. If you want to learn about business in Medina, speak to someone who's running businesses in Medina. And by the way, Saudi Arabia is slowly opening up. Slowly opening up. Right now, it's probably very difficult to do any kind of business in Medina, but I think very soon we will be able to invest. We will be able to run businesses there. But I'm not the right person to ask. I'm really sorry about that. If somebody has any questions but they can't ask it on this live, you feel free to send me a DM, inshallah, and message me. There is someone called Tanim Ibn Yusuf on Instagram. MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Let me know where you're from, bro. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A few people are asking if I'm taking on any mentees. So last 2.5 years, I had a mentoring program for property. I only taught one thing because that was the one thing that just works. You want to do any other type of business, go to someone else. But if you want to learn about halal property strategies, I'm the best in the country. And I say that not with arrogance, but with confidence that we have incredible results. We've had incredible success, not just be by my mentees as well. We have an amazing, or had an amazing program. I have stopped taking on mentees in September because I'm now looking for business partners. I've got a different game plan at the minute. So I'm looking for business partners. So anyone interested in potentially getting involved in a halal property business in the UK and becoming a partner, I run a a live session once a month. I'm sharing the link now on Insta and on here on all other platforms. sequoiaacademy.co.uk. Register for that. The next one's going to be in August. Hear and see all of the information, and then see whether or not there is something that works for you. But it's not a course, it's not a program. You can't buy it. You have to apply, and if you're a good fit, we can move forward, inshallah. Let me see what's happening on TikTok. What do you mean by business partner? What I mean is someone who can represent my business and my brand in a different city. Because I'm based in London. We have a good business going on in London. We have good reputation. We have good track record. I now want to expand in other cities, but I want to do that by partnering with someone from that city. Right. I'm just trying to see if there's any comments here on TikTok. Um, Brother Rahmat's business is following up with regarding whether or not he should leave the country and his elderly father to go and pursue a better life abroad with his wife and child. And which one is more pleasing to Allah, time with parents or time with my own wife and child? It's not about just time though, is it? The question is, who needs you more? Who has more rights? If your wife and child currently are not getting shelter, they're not getting food, they're not getting an education, appropriate education, because of the situation, your financial situation in your country, then maybe that's more important than spending quality time with the elderly father. It really depends on the situation. So unless you give me proper context, it's very hard. And obviously, we as Muslims, there's certain things that we are responsible for. As a man, as a father, as a husband, as a son, there's certain responsibilities you must fulfill. So are you clear on what those responsibilities are? And are you able to fulfill them right now? Um, is having a limited company compulsory in doing properties? It depends what you mean by doing properties. What do you mean by doing properties? Swale Hamid. In the business model that we have, yes, you want to operate as a company. You don't want to operate as a person. Nobody trusts a random person. They trust a company which is fully set up, properly, part of the ombudsman service, properly regulated, proper financial accounts. They don't trust a random person. So we have to, in the business that I'm in. But if you're just buying and selling, maybe you can do it without having to set up a limited company. Uh, Brother Imran Hassan is asking about a Muslim chain around the world. What do you mean by that? Let me know in more words what you mean by having a Muslim chain, business chain. Where did you look to start learning for free? Subhanallah, we live in times where you can learn from millionaires and billionaires for free. Go on YouTube, and there is so much content about any kind of industry that you're interested in. You're interested in clothing, you can learn from CEOs and entrepreneurs who are in clothing. They will have podcasts, interviews, they will have their own channels, they will have vlogs, they will have interviews, they will have case studies. The information is there, my friends. All the information is there. You want to start a successful restaurant, you can learn a huge amount just by spending a couple of weeks watching content on YouTube for free. 50 years ago, if I wanted to learn from a billionaire, it wouldn't be possible unless I know him and he's willing to sit with me. Now you can learn from 10 billionaires in one day on YouTube. MashaAllah. Let me see. I'm looking for some good questions. Someone is asking me about what I think about the Salafi movement and Sheikh Hamza Yusuf. My brother, this is a Q&A about business. So if you have any business questions, I'm happy to answer. Some Arabian chick is mentioning interested to do properties in Scotland. Are you familiar with Scottish laws? We do have a few partners in Scotland. The laws are slightly different. It takes a much longer period to set up a property business in Scotland, so we've actually paused on that. Mashallah, a lot of questions coming in, a lot of them not very relevant, so I'm having to cherry pick relevant business questions here. Da, 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 da. Do you teach how to be a property manager working in the Airbnb platform? No, we don't do Airbnb. We don't do serviced accommodation. I'm running a startup on sports tech. This is Tariq16 on Instagram. I have been told I can convert it to a betting platform. I have a fear if I sell the company and others change it to a betting company, I will get the sin. So if someone else takes your business and does something haram with it, they will be accountable for it. You won't. You just need to make sure that whatever you're building is 100% halal and ethical. If someone else takes your company and does something unethical with it, you won't be accountable for that, inshallah. It's almost like if you are selling, well, there is let's think about it this way. Imagine you have a shop and you're selling a knife. Now, what that person does with that knife once they bought it from you is their business. Allah won't hold you accountable unless you know that the guy in front of you is a criminal and has said to you, I intend to use this knife to kill someone. Then of course you will be accountable for selling him the knife. So it really depends on How much information is available, and how are you sure that the person in front of you is going to take your product and do something harmful? Then you have a responsibility to maybe stop it. Have you ever invested in Sharia compliant stocks? Yes, I have, here and there. Um, for me, because I have businesses, investing in a stock that's going to make me, I don't know, 10% after a whole year is not very interesting nor exciting, because we can put money back into the businesses and keep growing the businesses and get a much better return. But if I didn't have the opportunity to invest in my own business with the confidence that it's going to grow, and I had loads of money sitting around in the bank losing value to inflation, then I definitely would want to get that money working. You must get your idle money working, and stocks is one good way to do so. Sharia compliant stocks is a good way to get your money working. Now, you either learn how to invest properly, or you give your money to someone who knows how to invest it. For example, Wahed. They just take your money and they do all of the investing. You don't need to worry about it. Is commission-based business halal or haram? It depends on the product. If the product is halal, you can earn a commission from it, no problem. If the product is haram, anything you earn from that product, any commission, any salary, any incentives will be haram as well. MashaAllah. Right. I think we're coming up to Brother Ali J is sharing some very kind words. Um, may Allah bless you for the khair that you're doing in this day and age. What would be the best way for an average Muslim to invest their money? So the truth is, well, firstly, thank you for your kind words. May Allah accept and inshallah give us blessings. For the average Muslim, investing money, so I can just tell you, invest in stocks, invest in crypto, invest in real estate, but that's really not going to help you. That's not going to help you, because when it comes to investing, you must be clear on what your goal is. What is your objective? I may be an average Muslim, and my goal is I want to make sure I have enough money when my son is 18 years old, 20 years old, 18 years old, that I can pay for his university fees and he doesn't need to take a loan. If that is the goal, then I will not be investing in crypto. I would not be investing in real estate. I would be investing in something safe and secure that I know will compound slowly and safely over the next 15 years. But if my goal is, okay, I want to be able to buy a house cash and I don't earn a lot of money, so whatever I invest in, I need this to grow a lot, then my investment will be completely different. So you first need to be clear on what your goal is. Maybe your goal is, I have a lot of savings and these savings are losing value because of inflation. I'm not interested in growing my money too much. I just want to make sure that I can maintain the value of it, because inflation is eating up at it, is making my money less valuable every year. Then your investment approach will be completely different. If you're someone who wants to become financially independent, you hate your life, you hate your job, you hate everything that's going on in your life, then you would invest in something completely different. You would invest in starting a business or learning about business. So that there's no one way to invest your money. It depends on your objective, inshallah. And that's how you should think about it, is first get clarity on your objective, then you can look at all of the options and figure out which one's the best one for you. Brother Khalwando is placing pre-orders with my customers, making them prepay and delivering goods to them after 6 to 8 weeks. Halal. I'm working in the import business where this is normal. So this is something you should probably check it with a proper qualified scholar. From my understanding, making them prepay and delivering it after 6 to 8 weeks should be okay for as long as you have a very good understanding with the supplier that this is exactly what the order is, this is when it was made, this is how much the quantity, this is the name, this is the delivery. For as long as all of that is clear, you should be okay, but don't take my word for it. You get to who is somebody who is qualified to look into this for you, inshallah. And you should also ask, sorry, you should also do your own research. What makes something, a transaction like this, haram? As a businessman, you need to know the rules of halal and haram. You wouldn't go to Hajj without learning the rules. You wouldn't get married without learning the rules. You wouldn't pray without knowing the rules. So when it comes to business, especially if you're in the import export business, you need to understand, inshallah, and the information is all out there. This sounds like a case of drop shipping or deferred payment. I am sure this question has been asked and answered somewhere online by a reputable scholar. All right, my brothers and sisters, barakallah fikum. I hope I have addressed everybody's questions. Where did you get the gold panel behind you? We actually got the panel and then spray painted it ourselves. Alhamdulillah. Okay, barakallah fikum. I do have to wrap up now. Alhamdulillah, we had some interesting questions and some hopefully valuable answers. May Allah bless you. See you next week, Sunday morning, inshallah. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.